ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स पदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्नाय कृष्णप्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरतिष्ठे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. Hope you are all happy. And after having wonderful camp at Kanchipuram, you are more happy. Hope you continue with this happiness. That's why I chose the topic. Rather, it was suggested that we should discuss about joy of relationships so that your experience of joy can continue, at least for the whole year, if not the whole life. Okay? How many of you want to be joyful? So this is a natural, constitutional propensity of each one of us. Because by nature, we are pleasure-seeking. We all want pleasures. We all want joy. We all want happiness. We all want bliss. Because Krishna is very, very blissful, unlimitedly blissful, and is experiencing joy unlimitedly since time immemorial. He is the embodiment of joy, and because we are the part and parcel of that Supreme Lord who is full of joy, we also want joy in our life. So joy is an experience. It is not an external achievement. Joy is not a product that we can buy in the supermarket. It's all about experiences. We have experiences at different levels. We have experience at the level of body. We have experience at the level of mind. We have experience at the level of soul. The experience of the body or senses is known as happiness. The experience of the mind is known as peace. And experience of the soul is known as bliss or real joy. It is said that happiness in this world is flickering and temporary, and mind in this world is also very disturbed, and that's why we don't have any joy or bliss in our lives in this material world. In order to experience joy, we have to have peaceful mind. That we'll discuss. So enjoyment, then entertainment, then enlightenment, then emancipation. Enjoyment is connected with the body and senses. Entertainment is connected with the mind. Enlightenment is connected with the intelligence. And emancipation or real happiness or joy is at the level of spirit soul. So this experience is very, very important. And how we can have experience? When you have relationship, interaction. You cannot experience things unless there is some relationship. That's why joy comes from relationships. That's why topic is joy of relationships. So topic looks like has some meaning in our lives. So we try to understand this topic from Shastric point of view. Relationship is like taking care of a bird. If you squeeze too much, then bird will die. If you leave free, then it will fly. Best is to invest sufficient love and care. So in this world, there are always extremes. Too much care, too much attention, too much of everything is very disturbing. Right? That's why Krishna has advised we should have balance in our life. Anything too much is not going to work. Too much love is also not so helpful. Prabhupada used to say, too much devotion is also not a good symptom. He used to say, too much devotion is the symptom of a thief. If you want to get something out of somebody, then you become so much devotional, so much loving. So too much love, too much devotion is also not good. That's why we have to have balanced approach to have good relationships. For that we have a principle. People are difficult, but they are not. People are not difficult, they are only different. Why? Because unless we change the paradigm of our thought process, it is very difficult to have relationships. People nowadays are feeling lonely. Right? Why lonely? Because no relationship. They have so many friends in social media, so many followers in the social media, wonderful pictures in the social media, but internally hollow and they commit suicides because of loneliness, depression. Why? Because we are not having genuine relationships. And we think people are very difficult. That's why stay away from people and be alone. Loneliness. That's why to have good relationship, we have to understand people are not difficult, people are different. We are all different. We think relationship means we should be all same. We cannot have friendship with robots, no? We don't want robots. And human beings cannot be robots. All are different, all are unique. So, this understanding is very, very important. We are too much focused into externals, but we are not focusing on internal. We are too much interested in visible things, but we are not taking care of invisible things. The foundation of a building is invisible, right? It's not visible. The building is visible. But the quality of the building depends on the quality of the foundation. If the foundation is weak, then what will happen? The building will collapse. So therefore, we have to take care of both. We have to take care of the visible and also we should take care of the invisible. There are two things, talent and attitude. Attitude is not visible. Talent is visible. Skills, right? And talent leads to achievements. He is very talented. Then what will happen? He will achieve wonderful things in this world. But attitude leads to good relationships. So if you have only achievement, means only having talents, not proper attitude, then what will happen? You can achieve so many things in this world, but you cannot experience joy in life because you don't have any relationship. So it is said, it is not the aptitude, but the attitude that determines the altitude of our progress. If you want to measure our progress properly, then we have to have the quality of attitude. Then we can progress nicely in our journey. 3A formula for relationship building: accept, appreciate, and acknowledge. Acceptance is very important. If we cannot accept someone, then what will happen? We cannot have relationship. Whatever we got by the will of the Lord, by the arrangement of time or by the arrangement of our previous karma, we have to learn to accept. Acceptance leads to divine qualities. But problem we don't accept. We have lot of higher expectations. We are not happy what we have, rather we are unhappy what we don't have. We don't like to accept. So, acceptance is the beginning, is a fundamental principle to have good relationship. Learn to accept people as they are. Don't try to squeeze them beyond their limits. So that is the simple principle, acceptance. There is a formula of happiness also, CAR formula. CAR formula is, C means change the changeable, accept the unchangeable. Very important. And rise above the unchangeable. But problem we have, we don't know what is unchangeable and what is changeable. And we are spending a lot of time on unchangeable and trying to bring change. And in that way, we waste our time and become frustrated. That's why it is very, very important to know what is changeable, what is unchangeable. You got married, then Vedic principle is that you should not change wife. But nowadays that is changed. Nowadays you can change wife also. But the Vedic principle is that if you are married, then you have to accept your wife as your life partner for life. But that principle is not there. But that is another aspect of relationship, that we have to accept the unchangeable. But we are trying to change the unchangeable. That's why so many marriage breakups are happening. Divorces are happening. Why? We are trying to change the principle of unchangeable. Appreciate. Everybody needs appreciation. In order to have relationship, we have to appreciate the partner. You have to appreciate the people we are having relationships. If you don't appreciate, then relationship cannot continue for long. Srila Prabhupada used to appreciate his disciples very wonderfully. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to appreciate his associates, devotees, and Krishna also is very expert in appreciating the devotees. Therefore, in order to have good relationship, try to learn to appreciate others. Generally, we appreciate after they are dead. We appreciate so much. He was so good, very nice, all wonderful qualities he had. When we realize or speak, after he is dead. And before death, only seeing the bad qualities. We have to change that paradigm. We should try to appreciate before that person is dead. That's very, very important. So appreciating others is very, very important principle to have good relationship. Then acknowledgement. People want their presence be acknowledged. How we can acknowledge others? We have to hear. One of the principle of life is that we should learn to hear. Nowadays we don't like to hear. We only want to speak. Right or wrong? But Lord has given only one mouth but 2 ears. And mouth is made in such a way it should be closed. And ears are made in such a way that should be open. But in Kali Yuga everything is opposite. So mouth is always open, ears are always closed. And after the incarnation of mobile phone, we are always busy in talking. Talk. Unlimited talk time. Right? So this is the problem. When you only talk, then what will happen? You cannot have good relationship. People feel very uncomfortable. That's why you have to learn how to hear others. Hearing is very, very important. We should not think only we should talk about others and not hear from others. That's not a good principle. In spiritual life also it is said, Bhakti begins with hearing. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. In the same way, any relationship, including the relationship with the Lord, begins with hearing. We have to hear. And when you hear, people feel acknowledged. We think that in order to chant the holy name, we need these 4 principles. Trinadapi sunichena, taradapi saishtuna, amanina manadena, kirtaniya sadahari. But these are the very powerful principles to have good relationships. Humility, tolerance, not expecting respect, and giving all respects. These are the 4 important principles of relationship. Humility, what is the meaning of humility? We think humility means to say that I am fallen, I am sinful, I am not qualified, I am this, I am that. That is not the real symptom of humility. Humility means acting according to our constitutional position. We should act as per our constitutional position. So what is our constitutional position? জীবের স্বরূপ হয় কৃষ্ণের নিত্য দাস। মাময়ী বাংশ জীব লোকে জীবভূত সনাতনা। Constitutionally, each and every living entity is a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. A part is supposed to serve the whole. That's why a living entity is the eternal servant of the Supreme Lord. Why do we act for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord? That is called humility. When Prabhupada used to talk about humility, he used to give examples, and most important examples in our spiritual life is Arjuna, Hanuman. They are very humble devotees, very humble. Why? They acted for the pleasure of the Lord. Arjuna for the battle of Kurukshetra, for the pleasure of Krishna. Hanuman for the battle of Lanka, for the pleasure of the Lord. That's very, very important. Clear? So what is the meaning of humility? Acting on the platform of our constitutional position. So humility is very, very important. Generally, in this world nowadays, people are very proud. And they give value to the opinion, not the person. Opinion is very, very prominent. We have very judgmental mind. We are always judging by looking externals. How is that person? That is the modern mindset. We become judgmental. And how we judge? Not from Sadhu, Guru and Shastra. We judge according to our mind. And by seeing something external. Judgmental mind. So judgmental mind leads to offenses. When we are judgmental, what we will do? We commit offenses. So therefore, we have to be very, very careful. We should not give so much emphasis on opinion. Every individual has or her opinion. Nothing wrong with that. But our relationship should not be based on his or her opinion. Our relationship should be based on what? Person. We have to value the person more than his or her opinion. That's why when there is some relationship issue, we should give relationship the first priority, not the opinion. To protect the relationship, even if we are wrong, even if we are right, we have to accept that I am wrong. So by saying sorry, we are not conveying that we are wrong. By saying sorry, what we are doing? We are conveying that the person is more important than his or her opinion. There is a joke to understand this. If you say sorry, if you are wrong, you are honest. If you are wrong, say sorry, honest. If you say sorry, if you don't know whether you are right or wrong, you are wise. And if you say sorry, even if you know you are right, you are a husband. So In order to be a good husband, you have to know how to say sorry. Any relationship, not husband-wife relationship, any relationship, we have to learn to say sorry. And who can say sorry? Who is humble by nature. Those who are proud, they cannot say sorry. How can I say sorry? How can I say sorry? I am right. I am right. And if you are right, what will happen? Fight. If you are focused so much on right, right leads to fight. That's why so much fight going on nowadays. Because everybody is right. Everybody may be right, but there is fight. Operation is successful, but patient is dead. That's going to happen. Everybody is right, but everybody is wrong. Why? Because we are not having the principle of relationship. Because we are acting on the platform of pride, not on humility. Then, second principle is tolerance. We have to tolerate. Tolerating each other is very, very important. This is the beginning of relationship. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada used to say in Bengali, Je sohe se rohe. Who can stay in the ashram? Who can stay in the family? Who can stay in devotional life? Who can tolerate? If you cannot tolerate, you cannot stay. One devotee went to his spiritual master and told the spiritual master, I cannot tolerate. What are you going to tolerate? I cannot tolerate the sound of the snoring of my room partner. Because in Brahmachari ashram, so many people stay together. If many of them snore, very difficult to sleep. Very difficult to sleep. So he complained, I want to change ashram. I am very much clear. I cannot stay here. I cannot sleep also. I want to get married. Then spiritual master told, if your wife snores, what will you do? So, problem will continue. We think that if I change my location, change my ashram, our life is going to change. It's not going to happen like that. The problem will be there. So on other occasion on Brahmachari went to his spiritual master, I cannot stay in ashram. This temple commander is too much. Always behind me. So I want to get married. He said, spiritual master said, there will be somebody in your life like that. Because that is the system of life. Now you are not able to tolerate the temple commander. But when you get married, your wife will become temple commander of your life. Then what will you do? Right? So there will be somebody in our life all the time which we don't like. Right? So therefore, we have to learn to tolerate. Bhagavad Gita explains, Matra sparsastu konteo, shitasna sukha dukkhada, agama paina anittas, tang titikshasya bharata. When we understand the temporary nature of this world, then we can tolerate. If heat comes, we cannot tolerate because we think the heat will continue eternally. It's not like that. Heat is also temporary. And after heat, cold. Then cold is also temporary. Then heat, then cold. Life goes on like that. Things are temporary. In the same way, Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhada, Matra Sparsastu Kante, Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhada, Agama Paina Anittas. Who can tolerate? Who knows the temporary nature of this world. We should have knowledge. When you have proper knowledge, then we can tolerate. But when we are proud because of ignorance, we cannot tolerate. That's why Prabhupada has made a wonderful statement. The greatness of a person has to be estimated by one's ability to tolerate provoking situations. Very, very important. The character is very, very important. And what is the primary symptom of a good character person? He is tolerant. Many, many great people failed to maintain his or her greatness by becoming the victim of provoking situations. Character has to be good. Good character. Good character means good qualities, internal qualities. In our childhood, we used to learn regularly, if money is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. But if character is lost, everything is lost. But nowadays, this principle is also lost. Nowadays, if character is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. But if money is lost, everything is lost. Previously, in a relationship, they used to check the background. Marriage relationship, they used to check the background of the boy and girl. Nowadays, no checking of the background like that. They check the check. Means they check how much he is earning. That is the only criteria. He can have many bad qualities in his life. Maybe he is very loose character also. No problem. As long as he is earning money, he is a very good candidate. That is a parameter. That is a yardstick to measure success. So therefore, quality has gone down. But we should act on the platform of qualities. And one of the qualities is the tolerance. We should be very careful how we respond. There is a two terminology. There are two terminologies. One is respond, other one is react. When you respond, relationship continues. And when you react, then relationship breaks. It's like water bottle and cold drinks bottle. If you open cold drinks bottle, how cold drinks comes out? In a humble way? No. In a very proud way. I am coming out. That is called reaction. And water bottle, water comes out in a very humble way. That is called respond. Life is like that. We have to choose what kind of response we want to give, how we want to reciprocate with others. Reaction or response. When we maintain the principle of response, not reaction, then what will happen? We can maintain good relationship. Then, third one is not expecting respect. Completely opposite. In this world, everybody is expecting respect. Expectations lead to frustrations. Bhagavatam explains, expectations lead to frustrations. In this world, in the modern days, expectations are very, very high. Forgetting our own situation, forgetting our own position, we are expecting many, many things. Reality and expectation there is a big gap. And that big gap gives a lot of frustrations. Example, a boy is thinking that his life partner, his wife should be with all kinds of divine qualities. Right? They dream also. I'll have an ideal life partner with all these qualities. Like Sita Devi. But he forgets that he is not Ram. He is Ravana. But he has expectation. Other side is also true. The girl is also dreaming, my husband should be with all divine qualities like Lord Ram. But she forgets she is not Sita Devi. She is Surpanakha. We don't have qualifications, but we have high expectations. If someone doesn't know anything about singing and he wants to become the superstar singer, what will happen to his life? Frustrations only. Someone, his intelligence level is very average and he wants to become the topper, what will happen to him? Frustrations. So you have to know who we are and act accordingly. The success formula in life is we should know what we can do, and apart from that, it is more important to know what we cannot do. And most of the time we spend time in what? what we cannot do. So knowing our strength is very, very important. So in our relationship also, we should know the strength and weakness of each other. Then we can have good relationships. But expecting respect is very, very difficult, because when you expect respect, that is in the control of others. Whether someone will give respect or not, that's not in our jurisdiction. No? It's not in our control. Some may give respect, some may not give respect. But if we become disturbed by that, then relationship is spoiled. So therefore, the principle is that we should not expect respect. That's why Krishna told Arjuna, don't expect results. Nishkam karma yoga. Detach from the results. Not expecting the desired results. Very, very important. Nishkam. So this principle is also very, very important to have healthy relationship, not expecting respect. Then it is the opposite of that, giving all respect to others. That is in our control. Whether I should give respect or not, it is within my control, within our control. So that's why we should be ready to give respect to others. Those who are very, very advanced, they give respect to everyone. Who can become a great person? Who gives respect to everyone, especially those who are ordinary people from social point of view. How we can check the greatness of a person? How he is dealing with ordinary people. Very respectful they become. That is the principle of relationship. When we give respect to the person with whom we want to have relationship, that is very, very important principle. Types of relationship based on purpose. In this world, everything has a purpose. Life has a purpose. In this world, mostly we have need-based relationship. Need-based means what I will get. Right or wrong? हिंदी में बोलते हैं मेरे को क्या मिलेगा. What I will get. If I get, then relationship. If I don't get, no relationship. That's why principle is get, and then forget. That is the principle. Need-based relationship. But value-based relationship is the principle of giving. Love means giving. In this world we say, oh, I love you. I love you. It has become so cheap. Love means giving. Love means service. Love means responsibility. But we do the opposite. So-called love of this world is based on needs. I love you as long as I get what I want. If that stops, love also stops. That's what he said, love at first sight, divorce at first fight. Right or wrong? We develop relationship with the girlfriends. That is also need-based. Right? Young boy feels very happy, experiences joy in life if he has a very good girlfriend. So there is a definition of girlfriend, mathematical definition. You have to hear that? What is the definition? Addition of problems, subtraction of money, multiplication of enemies, and division of friends. But we forget that. We feel happy and we experience joy through that relationship. But this is need-based. So therefore, we have to have genuine relationship, not based on need, based on values. And what is the value? Value is giving. Give, and give. And after that, forgive. That is called value-based relationship. Types of relationship based on constitutional position, material relationship, spiritual relationship. In this world, whatever relationship we have, that is temporary because it is material. Body is material and temporary. So any relationship you develop in this world is going to end because it's temporary by nature. But spiritual relationship is eternal. Who is eternal? Lord is eternal. Living entities are eternal. And their relationship is also eternal. Therefore, purpose of human form of life is to develop relationship. But that relationship should be spiritual relationship. Because that is eternal. And whatever is eternal, that can give us joy. And whatever is temporary, that gives us miseries. Dukkhalayam ashasatam. This material world is the world of miseries. Why? Because this material world is temporary by nature. Whatever is temporary gives us miseries. And whatever is permanent by nature gives us joy. So if you really want to experience joy, then we should have spiritual relationships. So relationship from the point of view of Veda, Shastra, this is known as Sambandha, Avidya and Prayojan. Sambandha means establishing our relationship with the Lord. Lord is the master, we are the servants. That is the relationship. So when we develop that relationship, then what will happen? We render service to the Lord. That is called Avidya. And then we achieve love of Godhead, Prayojana. And when we have love of Godhead, then we experience real joy of life. That is the perfection of our human life. So, Sambandha, Bhagavad Gita explains, Mamai Bangsa Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, Manasashtani Indriyani Prakritistani Karshati. Mahaprabhu also explained in the same way, Jiver Swarupai Krishna Nityadas. And Avidya means rendering service. You all know, unless we render service, there is no question of relationship. Only Sambandha. Okay, I know Krishna is God, I know I am the servant. What's the next? After Sambandha is Avidya. We have to serve. We have to contribute. Unless you contribute, unless you serve, relationship cannot be nurtured. Service is very, very important to keep the relationship and making it more and more strong. More we render service, more our relationship will become strong. So in order to establish spiritual relationship, we have to render service, which is known as Avidya from the point of view of Vedas. And we have A, B, C, D, E formula. Association of devotees, A. B. Reading spiritual books. C. Chanting of the holy name. D. Honor Krishna Prasadam, diet. And E. Engage in practical devotional service to the Lord and His devotees. So these are important principles. Then when we follow these principles, then we can experience the prayojana. We can achieve the prayojana, the result, love of Godhead. And that gives us unlimited joy, which we are all hankering for. Just to remember how we can experience joy. J. Jubilant in others' success. O. Offer helping hand. And Y. Yearn for saintly association. These three principles are very powerful principles to experience joy in our lives. And this all will come through wonderful relationships. Generally, we don't feel happy by seeing others happy. Rather, we become unhappy by seeing others happy. Right? If your friend becomes topper, you feel happy? Don't think so. As long as you are higher, you feel happy. That is the principle of this world. So, jubilant in others' success, then offer helping hand. We should be always ready to help others. And we should always hanker for good association. Then we can experience joy in our life. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now is open for